You reach for it before you think. A cookie, a handful of candy, a second slice, and the moment it hits your tongue, something shifts, something quiets down, something feels, for just a second, like relief. You tell yourself you have no willpower, that you're weak, that if you just tried harder, you could stop. But here's what no one tells you. The craving you feel right now is not a flaw in your character. It is a survival signal firing from a brain that is 300,000 years old. And it is doing exactly what it was built to do. The real answer to why you can't stop eating sugar is far stranger than you think. To understand what's happening inside you, you have to go back. Way back. Before grocery stores. Before agriculture. Before cooking fires. You have to go back to a time when your ancestors spent the entire day moving through a landscape that was trying to kill them. Food was not guaranteed. Every single day was a negotiation between finding enough energy to survive and burning too much energy trying to find it. In that world, sugar hid inside fruit, inside roots, inside the occasional honeycomb that rewarded a brave and reckless climb into a bee-filled tree. And every time your ancestor found it, their brain did something extraordinary. It flooded with dopamine. Dopamine is not a pleasure chemical. That's a simplification that never gets corrected. Dopamine is a motivation chemical. It is the signal that says, do that again. Remember where that was. Get more of that. Dr. Kent Berridge at the University of Michigan spent decades studying the difference between wanting and liking. Wanting is driven by dopamine. Liking is a quieter, shorter signal. And wanting is vastly more powerful than liking. This is why you can eat an entire bag of chips and not feel satisfied. Your brain's wanting system was running at full power the entire time, louder than the signal that should have told you to stop. Your ancestors needed that wanting system to be loud. A weak wanting system meant not pursuing food aggressively enough. It meant dying. The ancestors who survived were the ones whose brains screamed loudest when sugar appeared. And you are descended from every single one of them. Now take that ancient brain and drop it into a supermarket. In 1822, the average American consumed about 45 grams of sugar per year. Not per day. Per year. Today, the average person consumes more than 70 grams per day. Your brain has had zero time to adapt to that shift. Robert Lustig at the University of California, San Francisco, has argued that sugar hijacks the brain's reward system in a way that mirrors addictive substances. The circuitry is the same. Your brain cannot distinguish between finding a honeycomb after 3 days of searching and opening a bag of gummy bears on the couch. And the food you eat is not designed by nature. It's designed by engineers. In the 1970s and 1980s, sensory scientists inside food company labs began running bliss point studies. The bliss point is the precise combination of sugar, salt, and fat that maximizes how much of a food a person will consume before feeling satisfied. Howard Moskowitz pioneered much of this work. His research helped design products calibrated to hit your brain's reward system as hard as possible without triggering the signal that tells you to stop. The cookie was engineered to exploit the same survival wiring your ancestors used to track down fruit across miles of savanna. You were never competing against your willpower. You were competing against a billion-dollar industry that had studied your brain more carefully than you ever had. The craving is not a moral failing. It is a circuit, an instruction written into your biology before language, before fire, before the concept of a diet ever existed. Your ancestors reached for sweetness because it meant survival. Because in a world of scarcity, finding something dense and sweet was a small miracle. You live in that miracle now, every single day. The shelves are full. The sweetness is everywhere. And the ancient brain inside your modern skull is still reacting as if each piece is the last one it will ever find. The craving was never about the cookie. It was about not dying. And the next time you reach for it before you think, you'll know exactly which part of you is doing the reaching. The oldest part of you, still scanning the horizon, still trying to keep you alive one more day.